Yeah, hello.
Arty, this is Mickey the Time Traveler.
Okay, I recognize the voice.
How's it going, man?
Hang on here just a quick second. Let me turn down the idiot box. Just got in from mowing the yard.
Yeah, you sound tired, man.
Well, at least it's cool today. You know, it's like 50-some degrees up here.
Oh, shit. It's 105 here, man.
Oh, I mean, I live for the 50. 105, I could not do that. I mean, you know,
I'd be too.
I'd be living in a fucking goddamn cellar or a goddamn basement.
I don't want to be too
Even
nosy.
that might not be cool enough.
I don't want to be too nosy, but what part of the country do you live in where it's 50 degrees? I mean, you don't have to say.
Extreme northern Minnesota.
Oh, so it gets colder than shit there in the wintertime.
Well, you know, I can remember, you know, parties, you know, that we used to, you know, bonfire parties we used to have out in the lake. Yeah, you know, build a bonfire on the ice.
On the ice.
And the ice is so fucking thick that, you know, the bonfire doesn't even melt through.
Now, the ice doesn't have any effect on the fire. You can just go out on ice and build a fire. I mean, I've never done it. I've lived in hot places. I've never even considered.
Oh, no. I mean, you know, how about, you know, picking back a mouthful of fucking beer and spitting it in the air and watching it turn to snow?
But you can build that fire on the ice, and you don't have any problems with it getting put out when it melts or any water or anything like that. It just burns like it's on the ground.
Well, as long as you keep putting more wood, you know, dry wood on the top of it, no.
Yeah.
We never did.
I've never been around cold like that. Only been in the snow a couple times, so I'm at a disadvantage here.
Well, this ain't the snow. You know, this is, you know, this is colder than most of Canada is. You know, it's because of the lake, you know, here and everything.
Yeah. Hey, I was kind of curious how you got involved in Nimbusters. I wasn't there from the very beginning, and as far as I understand, you were around there sometime at the spawn of the new decade of Nimbusters, weren't you?
No.
Oh, how long ago? How long did you get into it after it started?
Pretty easily, actually. Now, I wasn't even interested in getting involved in it. Who it was, you know, Petey.
Petey got you involved in it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I've known fucking Pete, you know, since the 1990s.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he squeals on, you know, the mic or the phone or whatever, but that's not, you know, at all who that fucker is. He's just a lazy slime bag fucking goddamn anarchist.
So he acts a little bit different in person than he does on the message boards, huh?
Pretty much.
I guess that's a relief to hear that.
Excuse me?
I guess it's a relief to hear that.
Yeah, he's not a batshit fucking crazy maniac like he sometimes appears.
It probably has a little bit to do with alcohol. Theirs would be my assumption.
I don't know.
Well, if you mix alcohol
I
and
think
posting,
I think he just likes obscuring himself, you know, in this fucking goddamn veil of fucking being batshit crazy. He's not batshit crazy. He's sort of batshit crazy, but not completely.
Well, everyone has to be a little bit crazy to get along in this fucking world, so maybe some more than others.
Well, anybody that posts on Nimbusters has to be batshit crazy.
Yep. I have to agree with that. So you got involved in it, like, I mean, I've only been involved about 2.5 years, and I know you were already talked about before then. Were you around when the Roger Lloyd thing started? I haven't.
No, oh, no. That stuff started before Nimbusters, I think. I honestly think it did. You know, best I can understand it, yes, stepping out my deck and grabbing a beer from my cooler. But best I can figure it, you know, Lloyd, you know, kind of circuitously got involved in ham radio, and somehow, you know, Lloyd and Roger had this big falling out.
I guess that started on the ham radio. That wasn't on message boards, huh? That their falling out was all started with the ham radio thing.
Yeah. You know, and frankly, you know, I could give a shit about it. But, you know, when you have to listen to Lloyd, you know, day after day, and announcing how superior he is. You know, and you see the guy's picture. I mean, he's proud of looking, you know, Down syndrome.
Well, everyone has to play with the cards they're dealt, so, you know,
yeah, well,
whatever you can make out of it.
Exactly, you know. I don't like harping on Lloyd, you know, and, you know, literally probably 2/3 of the stuff that's posted, you know, saying Lloyd isn't Lloyd.
Yeah, someone else imitating him.
Yeah, it's, you know, just people, you know, fucking around, you know. I doubt Roger even posts there anymore.
Now, you used to co-host on the News Guy show, as I remember. I believe I heard you on there.
No, I wasn't a co-host.
Oh.
Never was a co-host.
You, though, I heard you there, though. I mean, talk sometimes. I don't know what your exact position was, but I guess you were just called in or something.
Yeah.
Call in frequently.
Yeah. After a while, fucking News Negro finally, you know, got over his hatred for me, and I was, you know, a pretty regular caller, but, you know, once he went over at Spreaker, you know, I wasn't going to sign up and do all that fucking bullshit.
Yeah. I can understand him wanting to do that.
I know it's a better format.
Better sound quality, a lot better.
Yeah, you know, I realize it's a better format, but, you know, if you want people to call in, yeah. You know, when you have to, you know, go through all of this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, most people on Nimbusters want to be anonymous, and having to come up with an email address and stuff like that just didn't make it wasn't anonymous anymore, I think.
You know, it was a bit more than just a simple email address. Yeah, that Spreaker stuff, you know, I looked at it, you know, and I was going to sign up for it, and there was just too many questions being asked.
Yeah, kind of nosy there. So, you said you had a position on guns, on gun control, where you didn't believe in registration, but you didn't believe in guns either. Maybe I didn't get that right.
Yeah, you didn't get it right.
It wouldn't be the first time, man.
When you look at, you know, the firearms, you know, issue. Yeah, you know, first of all, you know, you got two ways to look at it. Is there a constitutional right to keep and bear arms, or isn't there?
Well, that's what the Bill of Rights says as I read it. I don't know, you might interpret it differently.
If you read it, look, if you read it that way, the way that, the conservatives want it is, totally unconstitutional then. I understand up until 1968, up until the Dodd, Gun Control Act of 1968, it didn't matter, what your record was, what your background was. Once you did your time, everything was okay again.
Yeah, they even used to give you a gun when they released you back in the old days. That was considered a necessity. They'd give you gate money and a gun. In the Western days.
I'll give you the best one. Back in, this is going back into the 90s. But I think it was like 1991. A convict, in Stillwater, after he was released, successfully sued, the Department of Corrections.
Uh-huh.
Now, the deal is that, it was still on the books that you got a $20 gold piece, you got a fucking goddamn saddle, a blanket, and a rifle and 20 rounds of ammunition.
Uh-huh. And he didn't get it.
Well, of course he didn't get any of that, Anyway, the guy turned around to the DOC, and since it was still part of, the law at that time in the 90s. Or, no, pardon me, not 90s, but 80s. They ended up having to give him, I think it was like 12 or 13 grand.
12 or 13 grand of the shit they didn't give him? That's good. I love it to hear when the fucking courts lose with their own goddamn laws, make up all this bullshit and can't follow it themselves anyway.
Well, it was one of those situations where, hey, it's a law. You owe him his $20 gold piece, and, the state law here, designated specifically a $20 gold piece.
Yeah. And
the saddle back then, would have been probably a, military surplus to Clem. And, the gun would have been, a trapdoor, Springfield 4570, with 20 rounds of ammunition. But, even in like 1910, you didn't want to be wandering around, Minnesota, Wisconsin, places like that without a goddamn rifle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's plain and simple. You can argue that it's different today, but really, is it?
Well, that's not, as I read the Constitution, it says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed upon in order to ensure a free state, or something like that. It seems to me, the way I read it, that the right to keep and bear arms was as a protection against the government, against the tyranny of the government itself.
I don't even go into that stuff. I mean, it's just a simple, ability of, common folk to do anything.
Well, if the cops are scared to go and fuck with people, they're less likely to try and mitigate a circumstance rather than they are just shoot somebody. If the cops knew that every single person they pulled over had a gun and knew how to use it, I bet you less people would die. You see what I mean?
Yeah, well, good luck with that. I mean, seriously, good fucking luck with that.
Well, the people that came from England because of oppression, they came to the United States and they wrote the laws based on their experiences in England and why they left. And one of the things at the time was governmental tyranny and taking away of rights. And I think they wrote that
Yeah,
into the.
you're overlooking like almost all fucking assholes in America do. You're overlooking goddamn American history.
Okay.
I mean, what was New York before it was New York? It was New Amsterdam, right?
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
What was New Jersey before it was New Jersey? It was New Sweden.
Okay.
How about New France? That's, after the English, beat the shit out of the French, they seized, that colony too, and they renamed it Canada.
Okay.
What I'm getting at, this whole narrative about the fucking goddamn English is all bullshit. You have to remember that, probably a third to, half of the fucking so-called colonials here in America and New England weren't English. They were Swedish, they were Dutch, they were, you name it.
Yeah, but you name it, but they're almost all white. No matter
how you look at that. I'm not denying that they were mostly fucking Caucasian.
And during the late 1600s, there most of the immigration was from white people from Sweden that agreed to indentured servitude. They agreed to work as slaves between 5 and 7 years to pay for their passage over here. So although they were white slaves
that's
themselves.
What you had to do back then. Damn, Mickey,
What?
Would you rather, it was the same deal, being in debtor's prison in London. If you were in debtor's prison, well, a lord could buy you out, and, you were his indentured servant until, you paid back the loan that he made to pay off your fine. This is what early America was all about with the English. It was their first prison colony.
Well, they sent prisoners over here, but one of the points is that the people that came over here really wanted to come over here. They were the explorers. They were the people that were tired of shit. They were the people that couldn't take shit. Even if they had to work as slaves for years, they were still willing.
There's a lot that weren't.
It wasn't like getting on a pleasure ship to cruise over here from any of the other countries. It was dangerous and it was expensive. It was expensive to the point of being 7 years labor, just to get over here and work. So I mean, it took a little bit more courage.
Well, it's like I've always told people that the first Europeans that came over here, it was like a goddamn moonshot.
Yeah, actually, it was more dangerous. They didn't know where they were going.
But what I'm getting at, Mickey, is that they were equipped with the best of stuff.
The best stuff that period had to offer.
They had the top of technology
for that time.
Archaeology is showing this now. It's sort of like when Lewis and Clark went out to explore the Louisiana Purchase. Well, shit, Jefferson equipped, goddamn Lewis and Clark with just everything that was cutting edge.
Well, basically they had gunpowder, food, whiskey, one black slave, and 26 people, I believe. They went down the Missouri River, though.
They had a repeating pneumatic rifle. They had telescopes. They had binoculars.
Yeah.
I can go on and on about this.
Yeah.
I mean, they were outfitted, like you wouldn't fucking believe. It was, like I said, an early 19th century version of a fucking moonshot.
Oh, yeah, it was worse for them, though. They didn't know where they were going. The astronauts knew they were going to the moon and how and when they were going to come back. These fuckers that went on the Lewis and Clark expedition didn't even know what was ahead. They didn't even know where the mountains were, if there was food. They didn't know anything about where they were going. It was actually...
And the most hilarious part?
Huh.
So all the way through the goddamn, journey.
Uh-huh.
all the way into the Columbia Basin. You know, Lewis and Clark are impressing, you know, all the fucking goddamn red niggers with their fucking goddamn firearms.
Well, they threatened them. They gave them gifts like mirrors and stuff.
Well, no, this is where it gets funny. They get out on the West Coast.
Uh-huh.
They meet the Nez Perce.
There was the...
Nez Perce have fucking, you know, more higher evolved fucking firearms than the Lewis and Clark expedition had.
Well, when they got to the West Coast, they met the Clatsop Indians. The Nez Perce was along the way before they got to the they got to the basin. Yeah.
But you know, these were all, you know, tribal bands that, you know, had been influenced by the fucking Russians. You know, the Russians had fucking, you know, shit, they had ports all the way down to goddamn, you know, present day San Francisco. People just, you know, people just don't want to, you know, get with reality about some of this shit. You know, the Nez Perce were fucking, you know, shit. They were horse breeders, you know, better than the goddamn Saudis are.
Yeah, that was their cars. If you want to have a sports car in them days, you had to breed it, man, instead of make it.
But you know, the Appaloosa, that's a Nez Perce horse.
Yeah. You read about what the Lewis and Clark expedition ate along the way?
It's been years since I've read the fucking journals. I got a copy.
Well, you know, they ate whatever was around, but the thing is, they were on a low carb diet by nature. You know, they ate like, oh shit, I forgot, 4 pounds of meat a day each, and they had an allotment of whiskey. But basically, the entire journey they were low carb. If their carbohydrate intake was measured for the day, they would be a completely low carb diet. And when they ran out of meat, they would buy dogs and horses off the Indians to eat.
Yeah, and eat those.
They didn't like the salmon that the Clatsop Indians had, and so they would buy their dogs. And you know, when they ran out of that, they had to go hunt elk and deer. But they didn't like fish; they'd rather eat dogs, man. They want that fucking red meat.
Dog's not that damn bad. Have you ever ate dog?
You know, I did, but I was fucking drunk and it wasn't cooked good, and I don't really remember what it tastes like. I ate a dog leg one time. It was fuck.
I mean, you know, in Korea, you know, it's really popular as it is in China. They only just recently legalized it in the Philippines. I can remember years ago, you fucking also, you know, in fucking Manila, you know, going up to a fucking, you know, basically Chick-a-Flick stand, only it was Chick-a-Puppy.
Have you? So you've tried it yourself, huh, dog?
Yeah.
And what do you think of what's it taste like?
Like groundhog.
I never tried groundhog either. So how about
Well, it's not like beef, you know. It's like, you know.
More like pork?
No, I wouldn't call it like pork. I mean, you know, it's mostly, you know, it's mostly kind of a gamey fucking darker meat.
Damn, I can't. We were going to the mountains one time when I was younger, and there was a dog that got run over. It appeared to be a fresh kill. You know how when you're drunk and younger, you start talking shit. So eventually, everyone was daring everyone to eat it. Now we didn't go out and kill this fucking dog; it was already dead. You know, the bears would have got it anyway. So we took it, skinned it, and barbecued it up there. But it wasn't done, man. There was blood in the middle of it and shit.
Yeah, if dog's done right, you know. You know, look, you know, the Indians fucking on the Great Plains here, like the Sioux and the Cheyenne. I mean, they had dogs all over the fucking place. But they weren't fucking pets. They were goddamn livestock.
What do they feed them if they're livestock? And That don't dogs usually eat
Well,
meat?
dogs, before people, had Elpo, dogs went out and fucking caught fucking gophers and rats and prairie dogs and whatever else.
Yeah, they fed themselves basically.
Yeah, but what do you feed your cat?
I don't have a cat, but when I did, I just fed it cat food from the store.
And I know like dozens of people that have never fed their cat.
That's fucked up, man. I never thought of that. I guess that's where you have low bird populations at, huh?
Yeah, well, cats go out and do what they're supposed to do. They eat all the fucking mice and rats in the yard.
Yeah. So you looked into the explorations of some of the Europeans that founded the country. How about the Donner Party? They ended up here in Oregon, not up the coast here.
And the Donners didn't make it that far, I don't think.
They're the ones that ate themselves, man, or part of them anyway, before they.
Yeah, if I remember right, didn't they go to town on each other, in the mid Rockies, somewhere in Wyoming or somewhere like that?
It was right before you get into Oregon. Their route was. If anyone's interested in it, just because I'm gonna put this on the news, the Nimbuster news. It's on YouTube. You can check out the Donner Party. There's about 3 different documentaries done on it.
Well, no shit. Look, you get stuck in that kind of situation, and let's say I die. It's you and me and a bunch of other people, and I die. Eat my goddamn legs and eat the fucking flesh off my head. Don't eat my fucking brain because, that kind of shit's,
grosses you out.
harmful.
Okay. Might have mad cow disease.
No, I mean, it'll fuck you up. That's where cannibalism gets bad. You start eating, certain fucking organ tissue and, that's where it backfires. But, as far as the meat, shit.
Well, cannibals say it tastes like pork. They say a person tastes like pork. Almost exactly like pork. So.
I can't speak for people, but I can speak for monkey. I've ate that a couple of times.
And what does it taste like? Monkey? Or does it taste like pork?
I really don't. I can't equate it with fucking pork.
Huh.
It's not as fucking... There's not as much grease in it or anything like that. There's not as much fat.
I mean, a lot of it has to depend on what part you have and how it's cooked. And on any animal, it has to matter to some degree what part of the monkey you got. I mean, I assume that the hind quarter tastes different than the finger or something. I mean, it does on most other animals.
That's what I'm saying is that, just, tastes like chicken, tastes like pork. No, it doesn't taste like chicken. It doesn't taste like pork. It tastes like fucking monkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I always figured people that, use the, taste like chicken, or some other exemplar like that, they never came close to fucking eating that stuff. They'd probably fucking vomit before they did.
So, you won Nimbuster of the Year, man. How do you feel about that? About winning that auspicious award?
Good.
Have you ever won it before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lloyd's won it quite a few times, too.
Yeah, well, Lloyd was sitting there, with his fucking phone, bouncing his votes up again and again and again.
But isn't that basically how anybody wins on anything on Nimbusters is by cheating? I mean, I try to block stuff like that, but
You know, I agree with you. You know, I do fucking totally agree with you.
the one that has the most
Now,
desire to
in
win.
my case, I didn't orchestrate anything.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do it on my own.
So that's still a
I mean,
vote,
like
though.
the first time I won it, you know, I was like, you know, wow. You know, and that was Nimbuster or, you know, whatever the, you know, nigger that was that, you know, had, you know, snagged it for fucking years and years.
Yeah. Well,
Basically sick of fucking goddamn Lloyd's fucking, oh, I'm Nimbuster of the Year again. Well, who the fuck gives a shit?
well, I guess.
I mean, you know, I really don't give a shit about being Nimbuster of the Year.
Well, you are.
Never have.
You are, so you gotta live with it for a
What's
year.
that?
You are Nimbuster of the Year, so I guess you gotta live with it for a year anyway.
Yeah, well, you know, it gets right down to it that, you know, there's a lot of sane people, you know, on, you know, that damn hate and flame board that, you know, realize that, you know, what, you know, Nimbuster of the Year, what does that mean?
Well, if you know, even if it's a cheat fest during the voting, it's the people that have the most people wanting to cheat for them, so it's still kind of diplomatic. You see what I mean?
Mm.
You even test the cheaters or people's ability or resolve to out cheat somebody else.
But yeah, you know, I've looked at that for, you know, years now. And like I told you, you know, it was Petey that, you know, talked me into, you know, he gave me the URL for the old board and, you know, kept on berating me for not posting. And once I started posting, you know, it only took, you know, a short period of time before some asshole, you know, knocked me out there and said, you know, yeah, convict. You know, basically that kind of shit.
You're
So
saying
I just went, you know, balls to the wall with it.
you're saying something that prisons aren't like what everyone thinks, or something like that, weren't you? Or did I hear that wrong?
What's that?
Weren't you saying something about prisons weren't what everyone thinks or what they weren't or something like that? Maybe I didn't get that right either.
Yeah, you got that right. It really depends on, you know, the facility. I can tell you that, like the last one I was in, which was, you know, a federal, you know, camp. Camps are not prisons, really. You know, they're kind of, you know, like this little fucking home away from home, you know, joy home. But, you know, last one, you know, I spent some time in, you know, was a fucking camp. And, I mean, you know, shit. We had nightly fucking movies at the theater. Yeah, regular theater. Big theater. We had, I was in charge of, you know, the goddamn ceramics program.
What did they make with ceramics?
All I did, I was paid all day long to, you know, sit at a fucking potter's fucking wheel and fucking goddamn teach people how to make shit.
So you know how to make stuff like on a spinning pottery wheel then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah. I did that for fucking 4.5 years.
Probably developed quite a skill then, man. You still do it?
Excuse me?
You probably developed quite a skill if you practiced that for that long. Do you still do it?
No, I've been meaning to get a wheel and a kiln, but, you know, I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It's one of those abilities, that's sort of like riding a bike, Once you learn how to ride a bike, you might be a little wobbly, 4 or 5 years later, but, you're still going to be able to, take that bike down the road.
Yeah. Now, you made pottery inside there, so I assume that they sold it, or did they use it within the prison?
Oh, no. Family came up and I fill up their vehicles with fucking ceramics. But after a while, I just got so fucking bored with it. I was building, shit for, guys that just got in the program.
Oh. So you were doing it like as a craft, or as to teach someone how to do something when they got out.
Yeah, it was something for me to do, and it was better than,
Better than nothing.
Well, it was better than working in industry, fixing fucking the plumbing, sewers, building fucking shit for the fucking, carpentry was all about building, shit for the fucking goddamn cops.
Yeah.
There was all sorts of places you could work. But, at least there I was working for myself and, other inmates.
Yeah.
I wasn't paid much, but, fuck them.
Yeah, they taught you how to do something, so fuck it.
Yeah. But, ceramics and, things like that, that's the glory of fucking prisons, that, you can concentrate on certain things.
Yeah.
And you can actually learn to excel at them.
Yeah.
Problem is, most of these fuckers, they walk out of the fucking pen, and they go right back to doing what they, were doing before.
And right back in. I got a friend that does that. He's going to make a career out of it now.
Yeah.
Just got out in a year.
That's a fucking fat deal.
He got busted doing meth and selling meth, sales, felon in possession of firearm. They gave him a year.
Oh, shit.
Got out, showed him.
He's fucking toast.
He got out. He only got a year. He got time served and time waived and good time and all kinds of shit like this. Comes out at my front door 3 days after he's released with a fucking pipe in his hand. He came in the house and started smoking some fucking meth. He wasn't out for 3 days.
Christ. Dude, you just gotta divorce yourself from those fucking people. I mean, I got friends like that.
Well, he was homeless. I had to shack him up here till I got him off to his sister's house.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to do that.
Yeah, it's somebody that'll never learn. Boy, if you're there in prison for a year and for meth, and you get out and you're smoking that shit. He told me he's smoking it within hours after he got out. They released him in L.A. where he's at, and he went right over to his buddy's house, and they gave you gate money, and he went down and scored some dope, and he'd been high ever since he'd been out. Within hours of getting out, he was high. Dumb fuck, man.
Jesus. Yeah, I think, when I went to state prison and was released, it took me like about a month and a half before I even smoked weed. And I was living in this goddamn college fucking animal house where they had fucking parties like every other fucking day. Live bands up right outside my front door.
Must have been a lot of pussy around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I eventually, started fucking smoking again. It didn't take too fucking long. First night that I got in that place, Nick's girlfriend's little sister, you know, she got me all hooked up, you know, and she takes me into, you know, the guy that basically runs the house, you know, and introduces me. He's this little short guy from fucking goddamn Wisconsin. And sitting right in the middle of the fucking, his fucking room is like 12 pounds of fucking reefer.
Yeah, but you can't.
Big ass, huge pile. I mean, I just walked out of the state prison. And this is what I'm released to. I'm saying to myself, I'm going back. But it never happened. You know, and not over anything that, you know, I was exposed to there.
Yeah. Is that, I mean, I'm not trying to be nosy here, but is that kind of what you were in there for? You said you were in there for 4.5 years. It was drug related. I mean, I know it's none of my business if you don't want to ask.
No. I've been to prison 3 times. First time, you know, I was completely fucking goddamn, and we can discuss it some other time, but I was completely fucking set up on a fucking narcotics, a hashish plus. I mean, it was so fucking bad that, you know, the guy that I got the dope from, he was a fucking narc.
Yeah.
And the guy that I brought the dope to was a fucking narc.
Fucking narcs, man.
Yeah, you know, it kind of gave me a really bitter fucking taste for, you know, law enforcement after that, and my whole family's law enforcement.
Yeah.
After that, I got fucking nailed for fucking, you know, some guns in my fucking car coming back from a gun show, you know, like maybe probably 15 years later, 12 years later.
Did they consider the first offense a felony? Is that why they got you for the guns?
No, I should mention this. Because somebody, you know, may fucking dig it up. I also got, you know, before that, I got pinched for fucking fencing, you know, being a fence, you know, and fucking taking in a bunch of stolen guns that I was fucking selling.
Yeah. So they got you for running guns on the second time.
Well, the second time, they actually, you know, I got sick of it and the bullshit and everything, and they were charging me with what was it, 2 or 3 counts of burglary.
Oh. Yeah.
And basically what I did, you know, it might not make much sense to you, Mickey.
Well, sometimes you got to be there, you know.
But, you know, what I ended up doing in the end was I fucking, you know, said, you know, hey, I'm guilty.
Well, if you are, sometimes
but,
the best thing to do.
You know, this was midway, you know, through the fucking trial. I mean, you know, they were trying to push for. Oh God, it was like 10 years plus.
Jesus Christ.
It would have worked out to, if I remember right, 35 years of paper.
Jesus Christ. And that was federal time, huh?
That was state.
Okay. Still, man, that's...
Instead, you know, I pled to, you know, the prevailing charge, and a lot of my family never understood why I did that. But, you know, the whole deal is that I basically, you know,
They met
And
your
that
deal.
wasn't even counting the fines they were going to layer on.
Yeah, so they made
I
your
mean,
deal.
you know,
That's what you're saying.
these fuckers were mad. I beat them 3 times before in that same courthouse.
Uh-huh.
So, you know,
So you're saying what they did is they made you...
sometimes, you know, you just gotta, you know, eat the fucking nugget.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And, you know, Judge slammed down his gavel, and I'll never forget the prosecute. You know, there was 2 prosecutors there. They had 2 prosecutors for him. And they were both, you know, howling about, what about the fines? What about the restitution? And this old fat guy, you know, in the black robe behind the bench, you know, he looks down at them and says, a little late for now, isn't it?
So he's a fucking asshole.
Well, you know, in the end, you know, by going to prison, you know, the plea bargain they were trying to, you know, they had initially offered, you know, was 11 months and 20 days. It was basically a year.
Yeah. Now you'll get time off that though, wouldn't you? Couldn't you got out in 6 months maybe?
Well, I ended up, you know, getting an 18-month sentence, you know, with good time severed. You know, that took a good chunk off of it. And, you know, they really did not want me in fucking state prison. They did not want me there at all.
Yeah. So how much time did you do that time? You said they sent you to 18 months.
I think it worked out to like 14 or something like that.
Yeah,
14 or 16, something like that.
Still kind of fucked up. And the next time you did 4.5 years.
No, next time I did 8 months.
Oh. Well, the states had to pay for you quite a bit.
8 months and, you know, federal. That's why I, you know, scoff at fucking UF. He knows a little too much about fucking, you know, federal prison medical centers for me to believe him. He wasn't no fucking goddamn, you know, somebody that worked there. He was an inmate.
So you think UF was in prison?
Yeah.
Did he ever admit that, or is that?
No, he won't ever admit that. But you know, he's an ex-con.
Do you have any idea what for?
Absolutely none.
Yeah.
Don't even care.
Yeah. I haven't really seen him around much. I don't know if he posts on other names or what, but I haven't seen him really post too much on the board lately.
Yeah, you know.
I think, didn't Stan have put him for...
I started noticing that shit, you know. Here's the deal, Nicky. He claimed that he worked at the same facility that I was incarcerated in.
At the same time?
No, he didn't work there. He was an inmate there. There was just too much about, you know, the way he talked and I mean, you know, this is, you know, I give fucking news guy a lot of shit about, you know, being a New Yorker and not being from Iceland, but, you know, UF's a straight ex-con.
I guess I don't really know that much about him,
But yeah, and the gun thing, you know, like I, told you in the email, that's full retard.
What part of it was full retard? All of it, or with your word specific parts?
All of it.
Okay.
I mean, okay, you have the Democrats under Hillary. Hillary's, big solution is, and, Obama's solution is that, well, we can do something like Australia.
Have the crime rate go up.
Fuck the crime rate. I mean, Australia, it has very few people compared to the United States, and the amount of those people that own guns was less yet.
It still affected the crime rate, though. The crime rate in Australia went up a lot after they confiscated guns.
Well, part of the reason the crime rate in Australia went up is that, they started taking in fucking niggers from Africa.
Right after
I mean, that's a big problem there. Same thing with fucking, they were taking in tons of fucking Indians. Now, you might not think Indians are, a real fucking problem. But, you bring a bunch of young fucking, Indians into a fucking Western nation, they're damn near like Muslims.
Yeah, do they have weird religions? I'm not real familiar with them.
Well, you have the Hindi religion, and then you have, the Sikh religion, and
yeah,
basically, what the English did is they partitioned up, their colony there, and Pakistan, which is, nominally fucking Muslim, and Bangladesh that is nominally Muslim, were split off from fucking India. But there's a lot of fucking Muslims still in India. A lot of Sikhs, a lot of fucking other folks too. The fuck is that?
It's my phone. I'm just going to turn it off. Somebody probably wants a quarter or something. Oops, no, not really. They can wait.
But, no, at any rate, the gun control, debate is, it costs the Australian government billions of fucking dollars.
Uh-huh.
We're talking just in cash payouts.
To buy the guns.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Australians were pretty decent about it. I know one guy, that was in Sydney that, they ended up paying him, like $500,000 for his collection.
And then they have to hire more cops because the crime rate goes up. You know what I mean? In the United States, you can't afford cops as it is, and the ones that got punked in high school, and they're all egotistical, and they shoot people anyway. Now, you take everyone's gun away, you need more cops, and don't even have the money to, now to supply the need. Matter of fact, there'll be...
It's not... Okay, first of all, Mickey, they're not egotistical.
The cops are not egotistical?
Let's be honest with this. Most of the guys that went into fucking, law enforcement programs were what? They were fucking midgets. They were, like 5 foot fucking 7, 5 foot fucking 8.
Always got their ass beat in high school and college anyway.
Yep. You understand where I'm coming from here.
That's what I meant, though. That's what I was trying to say. You basically got someone who's fucking mentally ill, and not 90, let's say 75% of cops do it for their fucking ego because, they're mentally ill. They have a Napoleonic complex, and they like to push other people around, man. There's probably the other 25% that actually have this plan of making a difference and improving their community and their world and all that shit. But, I'd say the greatest preponderance of them are fucking assholes.
I wouldn't say the greatest preponderance. I would say roughly 20% are really fucking seriously damaged pieces of fucking shit.
So the only thing we're arguing about is a few percentage points there from 75. So
Yeah.
there's a gray area, 50%. There's still a lot of assholes that are cops.
My family's always been law enforcement.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, my dad's federal law enforcement. It's retired federal law enforcement.
Uh-huh.
A lot of my friends are fucking cops. And, I gotta tell you, they all lament, with us, this whole fucking bullshit. I mean, really, why do you need this fucking, body armor and Batman utility belt and all the rest of the horse shit?
Uh-huh. Well, it's not to protect yourself against normal citizens. It's to protect yourself against criminals. And the criminals are going to have guns whether they're outlawed or not. You see
Yeah, and if I'm a fucking, criminal with a fucking gun that, wants to deal with a fucking policeman, I'm going to shoot him in the fucking head because I know he has body armor.
Yeah. But only criminals are going to be the ones taking shots at cops. The normal citizens that just want to protect themselves are not a threat to cops, and not the reason that cops wear body armor.
Well, it depends on what the cops start doing.
Well, yeah, there's a check and balance there, as I said before. But generally speaking, now you don't have, somebody with 8 kids and an old lady walk out and start taking pop shots at cops. But basically, here lately, it's been Muslims.
I'll agree with that.
Fucking ragheads.
I'll agree with that.
The ragheads paying to relocate over here.
I got fucking banned off, one of the liberal websites here, last week. Basically, it was for pointing out that, look, almost all these assholes that are doing these mass slayings,
Uh-huh.
almost all of them are registered members of the Democratic Party.
The Muslim that went to that queer bar was one of them?
I don't know about him.
Oh. How about that one in San Bernardino?
I do know that, the one that lobotomized Gabby Giffords, that was a Democrat. The theater shooter was a Democrat. The idiot that, over there at Virginia Tech that did the shooting, another Democrat. Supposedly, the Sandy Hook shooter was a fucking Democrat.
Huh.
It's really, really, really hard, is what I'm saying, to find, a conservative that, goes out and, does these mass shootings.
Yeah.
The only corollary we really have to it, would be like, Eric Robert Rudolph and, some of those nuts back then that were bombing abortion clinics and stuff.
Yeah. But you notice that was bombs, not guns. There's
Yeah, well, they weren't going in there and, the guy that fucking, shot up that, abortion clinic, here, like maybe 3-4 months ago, he was a Democrat.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm a little, fucked up around, the whole idea about, what the Democratic Party represents these days. As far as banning guns, like I said, Australia tried that, maybe 20% of the guns that they know that were even import have been turned in.
But still,
Where are the rest of them?
it made the honest citizen gun owner go underground with their gun and not able to use it as much. And then if you did use it to protect yourself, you also yourself got charged with owning a firearm that you weren't supposed to have. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it did hinder the
Well,
ability
you know,
of them to protect yourself.
There's an easier way to look at this in America. How many felons in America, prohibited people in America,
I don't know.
have guns? I mean, it's a lot, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how many people in it. I've never looked at it. How many people in the United States are felons? I don't even really know. I'll have to look it up later and see.
No, you just don't have to look at felons. You have to look at, people that have been declared incompetent, people that have gotten dishonorables out of the military. Let's say you got caught sucking dick, in 1969 in the U.S. military. You got a dishonorable discharge. Well, that means that you can't own a fucking goddamn gun legally.
You can get busted for a white-collar crime. You cannot pay your taxes and not be able to own a gun and being a felon. I think that's bullshit. I think it should be, if they're going to do that, it'd have to be a violent crime. It'd have to be a crime with a gun, not paying your income tax, That doesn't even make fucking sense. Take away someone's right to something that has nothing to do with what they actually did.
All the way up, Nikki. All the way up until 1968. There was no law federally that prohibited, somebody that had, served their sentence and was off fucking parole, off supervision, from possessing a firearm. A lot of states, have, kind of weirdness going on. Montana has weirdness.
California.
If you're a rancher and you get a felony, you can get a special certificate to possess a firearm in Montana.
Oh, that's
now
cool.
The feds don't recognize that certificate, and that's been around for years and years and years.
So
well before 1968.
So the state cops can't screw with you, but you can still get a federal charge then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
With that certificate, yeah. They do a lot of that shit. The states argue with the federal government. I'm surprised one of these states doesn't succeed from the federal government and try and become independent, with as much bullshit that goes on between the states. Especially Arizona.
Yeah. The only state that I know of that has any precedent for that might be Montana. During the Civil War, Lincoln came up with some special deal with fucking Montana that basically, and I think maybe Colorado too, where as long as they continued to mine and produce fucking precious metals, well, gee, we're all happy, and if you're not happy, well, you can leave, the Union anytime you want. At the time, they were, both territories.
Around when was this? Around about approximately what year time span was this? Just kind of curiosity. Do you happen to remember?
I mean, when the decree was made.
Yeah, or when they still had a chance to succeed from the Union.
Well, the decree was made during the Civil War.
Okay.
There's been people that have, chatted it up back and forth, around Montana. I know that for a fact. Montana has, okay, do you remember the deal here maybe a couple of years ago? where Montana was creating this law that, allowed, anybody that was in the state of Montana to manufacture firearms for sale within Montana.
I heard something about that, but I didn't pay any attention. I do remember something like that.
That's part of Mickey. That's part of this whole deal. Is that supposedly the feds don't have as much authority in Montana. There's a couple other states that came into the Union during the Civil War.
Uh-huh.
But the reality is that you try to push that stuff too damn much, you're going to get bent over and your ass will stretch. This is one of the interesting things about what's going on this election year. One thing nobody's talking about, you notice, is weed. Now, Hillary Clinton has already stated that, recreational weed is bad. She'll direct her, AG to shut it all down.
It's pretty much become a state thing, though. I don't know if the federal government would have the power to. If there's so many states have semi-legalized it now, I don't know if it's actually an issue for the federal government anymore.
Yeah, it is. It is. It doesn't matter what a state legislature or referendum states.
But
as long as you're a member of the union,
But once a law is so widely broken, the courts are reluctant to prosecute it, and it seems like the federal government is just wasting their time trying to enforce it when the states don't actually care.
How are they wasting their time, Mickey?
Well, these
are fucking, goddamn violations that need to be prosecuted under federal law.
And there's nothing better that they can do with their time besides bust potheads. That's what I would be thinking. There's a lot of other things going on besides people trying to make money growing weed.
I agree, but bottom line is that that's not how people think. I mean, it's gotten quite a bit better over the years.
Yeah.
I can remember one of my relatives from the West Coast fucking just shaking his head, when I got busted for the fucking hash.
Uh-huh.
Out in the West Coast,
it's a ticket. It's a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
It'd be about a $50 fine if they caught you with it.
Yeah. And that was his point, So I'm a little bitter about that, yeah.
Yeah, when
I got fucking nailed in the fucking Midwest.
When in Rome, do as the Romans.
But, as far as the gun deal, though, there's no way they can even, finance it.
Yeah.
Hillary, keeps talking about wanting to do, an Australian gambit where they buy the guns back.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
That would be over $1 trillion.
And raise crime. Take away rights.
Whether it raised crime or not, it doesn't matter. It'd be over a fucking, $1 trillion fucking dollars.
Yeah. So who do you think's going to win the election? We're talking about guns and stuff here, and I believe Trump's pro-gun, although I'm not exactly sure. Well, who?
Yeah, Trump is Trump. I don't trust the fucker as far as I could pick him up to throw him.
I don't trust any of these fuckers either, and I quit voting, and I don't think I'm going to vote. I haven't voted since the first time Bush won, and I seen what a fucking idiot he was. But if I had my choice, I'd kind of interested to see what Trump would do. He seems to talk a good game right now, but it'd be interesting to see how history went down if he actually had the ability to do some of the things that he's talking about. I think
he's a West Coast. He's a fucking goddamn New York liberal. Just like fucking Hillary. There are the differences, definite differences in their administrations. But overall, in my opinion, they'd be somewhat the same.
Him and Hillary are the same, or somewhat the same.
Yeah.
Where do you think they have common ground then on their issues? Where do you think they're the same?
The Donald will fucking bow to fucking corporation.
Yeah, big money. Don't they just about have to get elected? I mean, unless they're using all their own money, which I suppose Trump doesn't have the ability to do. Don't they all of them just about have to kiss the big money's ass in order to get elected?
Well, Trump, he's been an oddball. I think I don't think he has really, yet, gone out of the box to, beg for fucking money, like, Hillary has, or, Jeb Bush did, or anybody else.
Yeah.
That part of me likes him.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What was the last thing you said?
I said that part of me likes him.
Oh, yeah.
But, the rest of it, I just don't know. I honestly, I've hated Trump for fucking years.
Why? Because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth?
Not so much that. Silver spoon's fine.
Oh.
But, he's a fucking goddamn loudmouth. Bear with me a second here.
Yeah.
Gotta put a couple more beers on ice.
Hell yeah. First things first.
But, look, I absolutely loathe and detest Hillary.
Uh-huh.
But, Trump, I don't exactly trust him either.
Well, you can't. I don't think you can trust any of them. It's like
Trump. He's the classic New York liberal. For God's sake, I don't know why people don't understand this.
Well, he don't talk like a liberal, really, or at least not. He doesn't talk like he's in favor of globalism or high import rates of Mexican immigration. He doesn't.
Oh, he's all for that shit. He's just not for bringing in a million more fucking Somalis and Sudanese. And I'm with him there.
Yeah.
I don't want to see one more of those fucking niggers in the Midwest here. I mean, it's insane. I mean, they're all over the place. When you get into the Red River Valley and shit like that. Fargo, Grand Forks, nothing but fucking niggers.
Real niggers?
Real niggers, and their women all wear hijabs.
Oh, God.
They're all Muslim.
Oh, God. Do they act like niggers, or do they act like Muslims?
Uh, define act like Muslims.
Well, they don't come up and ask, "Yo, man, let me loan me $1, man. I want your motherfucking car, man." You know, that kind of nigger pants.
No, no.
Act like that.
Year and a half ago,
Uh,
I brought Dad, my elderly father down to, the hospital in Grand Forks. I can't stand hospitals.
Yeah,
The smell of them just, revolts me.
I'm with you there, man.
So I'm sitting on the bench outside, having a fucking smoke. And this fucking skinny fucking Somali, is walking up. His wife is pregnant, very pregnant fucking wife is like maybe, oh shit.
Hour away from hatching.
Well, no, she's like, 15 feet behind him.
Oh, okay.
He's not even paying attention. And he walks through the fucking goddamn door, lets slam, and, well, shit. I stand up like, like a man's supposed to do, and open the goddamn door for, this goddamn pregnant girl that's, she's probably in her 8th month.
Yeah.
And, let her through, and she smiles and, nods her head at me and, says some monkey fucking talk.
What'd he do? Get pissed off? Get jealous?
Oh, yeah. After she got inside the fucking goddamn lobby, he walked right out and spit in my fucking face.
Oh, fuck. What a fucking piece of shit. What'd you do, man?
Nothing.
Yeah, probably good idea. I don't know if
I mean, there was a guard there,
Yeah.
security person, he walked out and asked me if I wanted to press charges or anything. No, the only way you're gonna fucking teach these people is by beating them to fucking goddamn half death.
Yeah, that's what the motherfucker needed. But
And if I would have did that, guess what? I would have been spending a few days in the county jail.
Maybe more than that, if you have priors or something. So yeah, I don't think it was a good idea. I think it was a good idea for you not to do nothing, but I think that motherfucking nigger will find out that not everyone is in that same position. You know what I mean? They could spit on the wrong.
Yeah, well, this is fucking North Dakota, and I mean, it's getting flooded with fucking goddamn Sudanese and fucking Somali fucking Muslims. I have, even American niggers have no fucking time for fucking African niggers.
If that son of a bitch would have went and spit on a regular American nigger, he'd have probably got killed, man. I bet you they pick their fights well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, possibly true.
They probably know who to fuck with, who not to. Fucking piece of shit.
I don't think it's a case of really knowing,
well,
who or what.
I bet you they wouldn't spit on a gangster nigger, though. Or a hood spick. Unless they're real fuckers.
Oh, they'd spit on the hood spick. I know damn well they would. They have. There's been a couple of those incidents, and they have turned out very badly.
Very bad for the nigger?
Yeah.
That's good. We even got to defend ourselves with our fucking trash, man, against those son of a bitches. Let the fucking Bloods and the Crips take care of them.
Well, as bad as people talk about, gangs like the Bloods and the Crips and, Mexi gangs and stuff like that. I mean, you know, they may end up being our, you know, last salvation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say it, you know, but it's kind of true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know, same thing with fucking neo-Nazis and, you know, the rest of these fuckers, you know. I think they're all a bunch of asshats, frankly.
Uh-huh.
But you know,
Nazis
if they're
too.
policing up the fucking neighborhood, you know, I don't have much of a problem with it.
Yeah, they get these son of bitches. They're too much. They're too different. They don't belong here. You know what I mean? They bring their stupid fucking religion in, their jihads and their kill the infidels and shit, and expect to live here peacefully. You know, you wouldn't go to a Muslim country and preach Christianity or any other type of religious doctrine and live more than 2 days. It's just funny how the shoe doesn't fit on the other foot.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my, you know, Muslim fucking buddies here just, you know, 2 days ago. And, you know, he was like, you know, these people have to die. He was referring to, you know, the jihadis and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a prayer rug. He doesn't bow to Mecca. You know, he loves fucking bacon. You know, but, you know, ethnically, you know, he's fucking Muzzy.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it just fucking irritates them that, you know, he's being cornholed into, you know, the same socket, you know, that, you know, these, you know, fucking idiots, you know, these stone apes are.
Yeah. Well, Arty, thanks for calling in, man. I got you, Arty. We got an hour and 20 minutes. And I'll tell you the first one right now that I'm making a YouTube out of this. I have some YouTube video put together, so you're the first one that'll find out about it tomorrow when I set it up there. It'll be YouTube with some animations and stuff. And, of course, with this interview on it.
Sounds good.
And is there anything on here that you want me to remove or edit out? Anything that, you know, I if you call in, it's recorded, so I can take out anything if there's any parts in it that you didn't like. I can also send you a copy and have you listen to it. And have you listen to it and see if you want me to put it on, because I don't want to put something on there that nobody, you know, if some part has happened, you didn't want to say something, and I'll just
send me a copy.
Okay, you'll get that in about half an hour, and then let me know tomorrow. So sometime before 5 or 6 my time. I live on the West Coast, and then if I don't hear from you, I'll just assume that everything was okay. Actually, I'll put it up on the server and I'll send you a link to it.
Sounds good.
Hey, thanks a lot for being on the show, Arty.
And if you want to make this a semi-regular thing, I'm okay with that too.
Hey, that sounds good, man. Thanks a lot. The more the merrier. It was real good talking to you, and glad to have Nimbuster of the Year on the Nimbuster News Show. You take it easy now.
Sounds good.
Take it easy.
You bet.
All right.